I asked Susan, well, what neighborhood were we going to be in today so it would help me know where to focus? And she said, we're going to be musing in the three characteristics of existence. In Buddhist thinking, these flow into and out of and across all of life's experiences. They are known sometimes as the three marks of existence or the three universal truths. They are impermanence, dukkha, anatta. And we have been stepping into these streams for a long while with each other here in this Sangha. A few weeks ago, I listened to a service offered by an interfaith minister. His name is Reverend Peter Fairbrother from Scotland. And the title of his service and talk was All Broken Beautiful. He spoke about a Japanese art form known as Kintsugi. Now, I may not be pronouncing it exactly right, and if anybody has the correct pronunciation, you can chat it in the chat box. That would be awesome and helpful. Anyway, the Japanese legend goes that there was a shogun warrior in the 15th century, and he had a beloved teapot. Well, he broke this teapot, and he was bereft. He wanted this teapot restored to its natural beauty. He sent it out to have it repaired. When it came back, he was very disappointed because it was connected with these metallic pins and it just looked horrible. It was not what he wanted. It was not the same beautiful teapot. So he handed it over to another craftsman. And this craftsman used a lacquer resin mixed with gold. And he poured this resin into every crack. When the teapot was returned to the shogun, there were streaks of gold running through it. And he thought, oh, this is beautiful. This is even more beautiful. Kintsugi, roughly translated as golden joinery, also sort of offers, and it offers that philosophy that the value of an object is not in its beauty, but in its imperfections. These are not imperfections to be hidden, but rather displayed. Well, there's a metaphor for us, perfectly imperfect. Oh, don't want you to see that flaw. No, 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 no. Oh, not that one. Sometimes when we go to a movie or we watch a soap opera, for those who ever watched soap operas, I must admit I did a long, long time ago, you might hear the main character say, oh, can't we just go back? Can't we just go back to how it was? And you might think, ooh, this character is having a difficult time with the new reality. There are those times when we really want to go back to how it was. We really, really want to go back. There are those moments and experiences in life when difficult experiences come crashing through. A difficult medical diagnosis, a death, a loss of a job, divorce, failure. Maybe it's just time moving on. We can become disoriented we can feel a groundlessness. How I thought it was, it no longer is. Bill has spoken about radical impermanence and that fact that we really can't have any insight unless we understand that everything that has happened up until this moment is over the waterfall. It is done, it is past. It's just a memory. But new experiences are approaching. In fact, new experiences are here right now. The breath releases, and a new one arrives. A new one arrives. Reverend Peter said in his talk, in essence, we journey through life. We learn that there is no way back, no way to unlive our experiences, no way to retracting from tasting all of the hues. And once cracked open, no way to repiece or climb back into the shell that once held us. All the king's horses and all the king's men could not put Humpty Dumpty back together again. Could not. No matter what brute strength or willpower or even skill we might have, we are powerless to hold together what time and experiences have altered. The good news is we don't have to put it back together. We are learning how to be more at ease with our imperfections. We are learning how to hold all parts of us, even the unwanted parts of us. They have a place here. All of us have identities and narratives that have been defined by life and by experiences. Some are wholesome, and some can cause us a lot of trouble. When Pema Chodron was asked about how she got into meditation or Buddhism, she said it was because she was so mad at her husband. She was so angry with him. And when that marriage fell apart, she recognized later, oh my, he actually saved her life. She spoke about trying very hard to get back to some kind of comfort, some kind of security, some kind of place to rest. And she said she could not pull it off. Instinctively, she knew that annihilation of old, dependent, clinging self was the only way to go. And she wrote a little note about that and put it up on her wall. I take comfort from that she did that. She writes in When Things Fall Apart, we think that the point is to pass the test or overcome the problem. But the truth is, things don't really get solved. They come together and they fall apart. Then they come together again and they fall apart again. It's just like that. The healing moments happen in letting there be room for all of this to occur, for grief, for relief, for happiness, for misery, for joy. In a mindfulness practice, we are learning how to be the gracious host of all of these, all of them. Susan often says, love everything into the fold of mindfulness. And Bill reminds us that everything is part of this ecosystem. Whatever is floating up has a right to be here. We don't want to throw out the parts of self. We want to have a better relationship with them. Oh, I said the wrong thing. I said something stupid. That was not, oh, why did I do that? I can go down a rabbit hole. And I love that question or statement. You're still a good person. Can we experience a little more ease with the cracks and the impermanence that seem to threaten us? Can we see the cracks as if through the eyes of the Kintsugi craftsman? Can we imagine mixing the gold with resin and picking up precious broken pieces? Reverend Peter ended his talk with a blessing written by Jan Richardson, and I want to share it with you. Let us agree for now that we will not say the breaking makes us stronger, or that it's better to have this pain than to have done without this love. Let us promise we will not tell ourselves time will heal this wound, when every day our waking opens it anew. Perhaps for now, it can be enough to simply marvel at the mystery of how a heart so broken can go on beating as if it were made for precisely this, as if it knows the only cure for love is more of it, as if it sees the heart's sole remedy for breaking is to love still, as if it trusts that its own persistent pulse is the rhythm of a blessing we cannot begin to fathom, but will save us nonetheless. Thank you for listening. Thank you.